Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm giving you my top 10 Pokemon as of right now in 2016, about 1 month before the official release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And there will be no Gen 7 Pokemon on this list, partially because I only know like 5 of them from the first trailer, so yeah. And keep in mind that these Pokemon are just my personal favorites. The reasons I like them might vary from they're good in battle, they look cool, whatever. So let's enjoy the video and let's get right into it. Let's start with one of the Pokemon I come to rely upon the most over the years in battles. On the rare occasion I'm battling seriously to win on a competitive level and not for fun, 9 times out of 10 you'll find my Gallade is on my team. It's one of the few Pokemon I really like that won me over partially for its prowess in battle. It hits hard, has great type coverage, and can actually take a hit or two. And of course Gallade just looks cool. It has blades that can extend from his arms for crying out loud. My Gallade is called Mugen, as a reference to the character of the same name from Samurai Champloo, because Leaf Blade was often the move that saved my butt in Gen 4 battles. The Pokemon from Generation 4 are my favorite set of Pokemon, and Torterra is my favorite of the starters of that generation. Truth be told, I don't really have a specific reason as to why I really like Torterra, other than the fact I just think it's cool. Maybe I have some subconscious name for turtles I've never considered, since I also like the Squirtle line and Caracosta. Regardless though, Torterra is my favorite fully evolved starter, and my personal Torterra has helped me in many a battle across the years. His name is Twiggy, which was an early nickname the community gave Turtwig when it was first revealed to the world, and it just sorta stuck with me. The biggest surprise on this list, Darkrai takes the number 8 spot. Why is it a surprise? Well, not too long ago, Darkrai was tied for my favorite Pokemon of all time. Obviously, placing at number 8 out of over 700 creatures is still impressive, but I must admit that I just don't like it as much as I used to. Still, Darkrai is a beast in both design and practicality. It's the Nightmare Pokemon and fittingly looks like something out of a kid's nightmares with its ghost-like appearance. Its signature move Dark Void and its ability Bad Dreams makes for one of the most cheap and annoying combinations in Pokemon. And I will admit, it's something I've used in the past to troll my friends. It's all fun and games until you fight a team of 6 Darkrai. My Darkrai is named the Inn, as a reference to the black mech of the same name from Eureka 7. For most of us fans, if we're only playing one version of the new set of games each generation, the cover legendary is the sole deciding factor in what game we choose. For Gen 3, I went with Sapphire because of Kyogre. I've always had a fascination with the ocean, and a Leviathan inspired Pokemon was right up my alley. It got even better with Alpha Sapphire when Primal Kyogre was introduced. From a design standpoint, I prefer the Primal version, but the nostalgia factor makes regular Kyogre win out for me in terms of coolness. I found Kyogre to be one of the most durable legendaries I've used in battle, easily able to take electric and grass attacks that it's weak to and keep on going. And the fact the water type can use freaking thunder will never stop being awesome. My Kyogre is named suitably Leviathan. Simple and straight to the point, if not a little admittedly redundant. I remember the first time I saw Lucario. It was actually a silhouette and the internet was going crazy trying to figure out what the heck this new creature was. I didn't know what to expect, but when its appearance was finally shown, I knew I had to have one. It's a Pokemon with dreadlocks, with inspiration taken from the Egyptian god Anubis. It sounded like something a fan would make up, but here it was, very real and very official. And it seems I'm not the only one that's taken a liking to Lucario, as over the years it's become one of the most recognizable and popular Pokemon, making appearances in Super Smash Bros., Pokken Tournament, and even getting his own movie. My Lucario is named Grimmjow, after the character of the same name from the anime Bleach. Why? Well, I was just a big Bleach fan at the time Gen 4 came around, and I imagine Lucario fighting in a very aggressive way similar to Grimmjow, so yeah. The first and only Generation 6 Pokemon on this list, Trevenant is both my favorite ghost and grass type. To be honest, I have a weird thing for tree creatures in fiction. Woodmon and Cherrymon are two of my favorite Digimon. I consider Makar from The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker to be the most adorable game character I've ever seen. Sudowoodo, well okay, screw Sudowoodo, every other tree creature I've come across in pop culture I really like. So it's no surprise that I really like Trevenant. It was the first Pokemon I ever tried to and successfully hatch as a shiny from an egg, taking over 700 eggs, and I regret nothing. The Phantom that hatched from that egg is still one of my personal favorite Pokemon I've ever attained, and it served me well in many a battle. His name is Wispy Willow. Just like Lucario, I remember the first time I ever saw Reshiram. I had just gotten back from the movies and went on Cerebi.net. There, on the front page, were the official artwork for the 2 cover legendaries of the upcoming Gen 5 games, Reshiram and Zekrom. Zekrom looked cool, but it was Reshiram that immediately caught my attention. I even remember my exact thoughts. I thought to myself, wow, now that's a freaking legendary Pokemon. It looks massive, imposing, and powerful. I already decided from that point that I was going with Reshiram's version of the game and that it would be mine. I initially had a feeling it was going to be either a pure ghost type or a ghost and dragon type due to its wispy appearance, and while I didn't see the fire type coming at all, I still like it. My Reshiram is named Kisara, who is a woman from Yu-Gi-Oh! That carries the soul and spirit of the blue-eyed white dragon within her. It seemed fitting since Reshiram is literally a blue-eyed white dragon, and because I always thought it looked feminine. Scizor is simply badass. I thought it was badass as a kid, and I think it's badass now as an adult. The color red itself has a very powerful and striking appearance to it, and it makes Scizor definitely stand out all the more. I really built an attachment to Scizor in Crystal version. Once I found out how to evolve Scyther, I tracked down someone willing to trade it in back, and it never once left my team for the rest of my time playing the game. It was the first steel type I ever used besides Magnemite and always came through for me. Even now, my newer Scizor is always a great pick in battles. My current Scizor is named Blaze, but the new one I plan to train in Sun and Moon will be named Sinanju, after the Crimson Mech of the same name from Gundam Unicorn. I've always liked the entire Electabuzz line. Elekid is one of the only 2 baby Pokemon I can stand. Electabuzz is always cool, and then we have the giant electrical yeti with cables for tails known as Electivire. If that description didn't already tell you enough, I really like Electivire. I think it's cool, it's reliable in battles, and I also like his voice in the anime. It was actually Gary's Electivire in his battle with Pikachu in the show that made me initially take note of it. I've never had the chance to use one during a playthrough because of its annoying evolution requirements, but the time I spent with it post-game is enough that made me attached to mine. My Electivire is simply called Watts. No longer competing with Darkrai for its spot, Metagross is currently my favorite Pokemon. As silly as it might sound, I think what initially made me like Metagross is when I read the Pokédex entries and discovered more about it, such as its insane intelligence, its name origin, the fact it can float, or the fact it's a carnivore that eats its prey in a quite horrifying fashion. There's just a lot of interesting things about Metagross as a Pokemon, and the more I learn about it, the more I like it. My friends used to dread me bringing my Metagross with me in the battle because it was always a massive pain for them to beat. I have 4 Metagross which I all use. One is called Einstein, one is called Magneto, the third is called Azure Edge, and the last one is ChromTrigger. So those are my top 10 Pokemon as of right now in 2016. I'm sure this list will be quite different after Gen 7 comes out, but that's what they offer right now. But I want to know what you guys like. Leave some of your favorite Pokemon down in the comment section. They don't necessarily have to be 10, but I just want to know what you guys like and maybe a quick reason as to why you like them, if you have a reason why you like them. But hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.